Okay guys, in this Roblox Piggy video, we're going to be talking about GHOSTY, because GHOSTY is actually inside of Chapter 8. There's a little Easter egg or little secret, whatever you want to call it, that everybody has seemingly glanced over that actually hints that, well, GHOSTY is actually on the boat. And also that GHOSTY was one of the crew members under Captain Budgey, of course, before they got infected, because, you know, the whole boat kind of, they kind of got infected, all of them. Real quick, if you're not really sure who I'm talking about, GHOSTY, I think, is one of the most popular skins in Piggy. I could say, I mean, it's a ghost. It's a pirate ghost. It looks very, very awesome, and it's very cool. And the interesting thing about the GHOSTY skin is it actually came in with the Budgey skin. It was part of a skin contest that Minitoon did last year, and it won alongside the Budgey skin, and they were both added into the game. Now, up until Chapter 7, the port, Budgey and GHOSTY, they were kind of just skins. They weren't really canon. They weren't really in the game. They were just fun skins that you could buy and select and play as Piggy. And then, of course, Chapter 7 came around. Budgey was introduced in the game. She's in Chapter 8. I've already made a bunch of videos on her. I'm not going to talk too much about her here. But obviously, the other question is, who exactly is GHOSTY? Is it maybe Grandpa Pig? Is it maybe an infected, gone Grandpa Pig? Is it some other character? Is GHOSTY in the game too? Yes, he is. Or she. Is it a she? We'll talk about that here in a second. Because if Budgey was added into the game, then it would make sense that the other pirate, right? Because, I mean, GHOSTY is a pirate. You can see the pirate hat. Would also be added to the pirate boat, right? That makes sense. And well, yes, it does. Let's talk about this. So going over the notes inside the new chapter, we know that Budgey had a pretty expansive crew, and not everybody that's on the boat, infected or otherwise right now, is the entire crew. So as far as all the crew that we know, we have, of course, Budgey, who's, you know, Captain Budgey, leader of the boat. We have Pepper Pig, this guy right here. We have Bobby, this dude right here, who is a polar bear. Now, obviously, Pepper Pig was a pig. You know, don't really need to say that, I don't think. We have Kenneth, which is a kangaroo, maybe? I mean, it doesn't really matter, but kangaroo, I guess. And then we have Archie, who is an Arctic fox, and this is the bot for the map. Now, of course, all the crew members I just listed, none of them are actually named GHOSTY, and none of them are actually ghosts. They're, you know, they may be infected, they may be gone, but they're not actually ghosts. They can't go through walls or anything like that. But here's where things get really interesting. So we know a few things about Budgey. Number one, she was redesigned from the infected skin. Her infected skin isn't exactly the same as her skin in the actual storyline, right? Like, she doesn't have the barnacles on her hat. She's got a little bit of a different look overall. And she's also got this sword right here. She is carrying a pirate sword. Now, what's interesting about this sword is it's called the Cutlass Sword. It is a Roblox-made item. You can find it on the catalog, I believe. Just looked it up. You can. It's actually 250 Robux, so not that bad. Now, the interesting thing about this sword is, number one, none of the other infected on the boat has it, all right? Which means that Budgey either brought it with her or she got it from someone else. And the interesting thing is that GHOSTY actually has the exact same sword. If you look at the GHOSTY skin, the sword that he is carrying is the Cutlass, which is the exact same sword that Budgey has. Now, being that GHOSTY is a ghost, it would imply that GHOSTY was living, and, well, now he's not. Now he's dead. So the creator of the GHOSTY skin actually considers GHOSTY a female. So I guess GHOSTY is a female. But of course, whenever Minitoon adds something into a game, he does change it slightly. So it is possible that he changed GHOSTY to be a male in this case, or you know, it could still be a female. I guess it doesn't really matter. Either way, Budgey has GHOSTY's sword. Now, here's where it gets even more interesting. All right, GHOSTY is confirmed to be a polar bear. That's what the creator of the skin says that GHOSTY is, a polar bear. Now, there is actually a polar bear on the crew. All right, Bobby, this guy right here is actually a polar bear. Now, of course, he's not a ghost, but it is entirely possible that after the events of this chapter, maybe, just maybe, Bobby actually becomes GHOSTY. Maybe that sword was actually Bobby's, and maybe Bobby does in fact become GHOSTY. Maybe after he dies or disappears, maybe his spirit or something continues on, and then his ghost continues to haunt the ship as GHOSTY. Now, again, there's one slight problem. Bobby is a guy, and GHOSTY, according to the skin's creator, is a female. Now, like I said, Minitoon could have simply changed it over. He could have made Bobby and hinted at that being GHOSTY, and he could have just, you know, gender swapped them. That is possible. Or alternatively, it could be that GHOSTY was actually one of the original crew members that got thrown overboard. Because the thing is, there's actually a note that talks about a bunch of other crew members that got thrown overboard. They got infected by the virus, and then Budgey was like, you know what, we gotta throw him overboard. We gotta get rid of him. It's entirely possible that there was another polar bear on the ship, and that this polar bear was in fact Ghosty, and one of the ones that was thrown overboard. Now, of course, this also would mean that's maybe why they would haunt the boat. The pirate polar bear that got thrown overboard by the captain, had the sword stolen by the captain, would continue to haunt the ship. Now, there is actually a little bit of weird sounds that does go on in the boat. Right next to the exit where you actually go in to get the fuel, that little blue container right there, inside of that blue container, there's some interesting sounds. These sounds like someone is trapped inside. Someone's banging from inside the container. I'll go ahead and play these sounds real quick so you can hear what it sounds like. This is it right here. And you can see that the sound is located from inside the container. And this is very different from the rest of the boat sounds. So maybe, just maybe, this is actually the hint that Minitoon is giving towards Ghosty. Maybe this is a sign that Ghosty is actually haunting the ship. You know, we got some weird ghost banging going on. Or maybe Ghosty's actually the one trapped inside that container. Now, I've tried to get in the container. I've looked in the container. There's actually nobody in there. And being that we have left the boat, I don't think we're going to be going back in there. So it could just be a little Easter egg. Minitoon's like, hey, you know, there's some weird sounds coming from inside the crate. I wonder who it could possibly be. Maybe a ghost? Either way, whether you think Ghosty is Bobby and Minitoon gender swapped him, or possibly that Ghosty was just one of the infected that got thrown overboard, I think this is a fun little theory that does, in fact, make sense with the fact that Budgey has his sword. How'd she get his sword? Budgey's not really a pirate. We know that from the note. So she must have got the sword from somewhere. Possibly Ghosty. Maybe he was actually the real pirate. Anyway, yes, Ghosty. There you go. That's going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you don't miss any future theories, videos, and live streams. And of course, keep using star code RECRUIT when you're buying your Robux and Roblox Premium. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!